Well, the defensive tackle rotation also pretty solid because you've got Arizona transfer Isaiah Johnson. Johnson spent the last 3 years in Tucson with the Arizona Wildcats, played in 12 games and started 3 of those over 3 years. This past year, played 170 snaps and compiled 9 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. This is a guy that I don't think the expectations are through the roof for him. But the thing is that he's got experience at the power conference level. He's been playing for a couple of years there now. And the hope is that giving him an expanded role, very similar to what we did with what we're going to do with Smith Vilbert, will unlock some of his potential. I think that he is a guy that is sort of a question mark coming into this season, but could be a huge piece for Carolina along that defensive front this year as a rotational piece.
Yeah, I think you got to like the fact that 3 years at the power conference level, so he's used to the physicality. He won't be, jarred by it when he gets, whether it's a TCU game or some of the other games that Carolina will play this year. And I think when you look at the way that this roster got put together, there were some places where Carolina went the group of 5 route. But I don't think it's by accident. You look at some of these guys we've talked about on the defensive line, that they're coming from the power conference level. You got a guy from Florida here. You got a guy from Penn State here. Now you got a guy from Arizona here as well. I don't think that's by accident. I think that was something that Belichick identified and said, hey, it's much easier, I think, to teach physicality on the offensive side of the football as opposed to the defensive side of the ball. And I think this is a guy that if he replicates the production, you won't be disappointed with that. But is there more in the tank? Is there something there that we did not see Arizona be able to find? And can he maybe be a guy, like if he doubles that production, that does wonders for Carolina? The big issue that they've had the past couple of years is that whenever they put their rotation guys in, there was a noticeable drop off in production. And these guys were not getting off blocks. They were not getting to the pass rush. We're not getting to the quarterback. I think that's something that Belichick's wanting to change, because I think they're going to play guys more often than what we're used to seeing. There's going to be a much more, I don't say a healthier rotation, but a much more consistent rotation. But you can only rotate guys in if you're not seeing a drop off in production. And so I think this is a guy that, what his floor is, and that floor isn't bad. But can you maybe upgrade it to a nice hardwood floor as opposed to a cheap linoleum from Lowe's and get double production? And if that's the case, it really helps this defensive line be the unit that it has to be for this defense to take the step we're not only asking for or begging for. I mean, dude, I'm now praying for this defense to take a step forward, and it starts up front with the Hog Mollies on the defensive line.